Hello and welcome everybody to my kitchen. I'm Arkive and today I'm going to show you how to do an ultra pitch modification to your Numark pt01 using nothing but 2 screwdrivers, 1 Phillips and 1 small flathead. This modification should give you about plus minus 20% speed over the standard 10% speed. So it's not a huge change, but you don't get any less torque than what you have on your standard setup. If you use a standard ultra pitch unit, you tend to lose quite a lot of torque down in the lower ranges. So first things first, what you want to do is take off your lid, and I would suggest removing your needle from the head shell because it completely eliminates any chance of the needle getting broken during this. Unless you've got a start-stop button, then you can turn it on and off without moving the tone arm. So if you go onto the Play Store or App Store, depending if you're Android or Apple, you can download yourself an app called RPM Calculator. There's quite a few out there. I'm just using this one because it was the first one and I've used it quite a lot. It uses your phone's accelerometer to gauge rotational speed. This one gives me real-time rotational speed and an average as well, which I really like. So we're going to put it into 33 RPM standard pitch, turn the turntable on, pull my tone arm off, and then hit the screen to get a average. And from standard 32.5, around 32.5 RPM, which is about fine. As I said, these aren't the most accurate things in the world. If your rotation is severely off, this modification can also fix that, depending on whether you actually want to do the modification or just fix the speed. So we'll also very quickly put it down to the lowest speed setting, tap that, and on the minus 10% we are at around 30 RPM. So obviously we're hopefully going to see that change after this modification. Make sure to lock your tone arm down and remove your slip mats, probably a good idea. Turn the unit off and unplug it. Take your batteries out if you're using batteries. You want to put your lid back on and make sure it's secure, and then flip your unit over, and on the back I think it's 7 screws, which is what you need this Phillips screwdriver for. And you want to take all of these, one there, 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 and there. Take them out. I've already done it because you know what taking a screw out looks like. After that, flip your unit back over and you'll be able to lift the body away in the center. Now, there's a few plugs to undo. So there's a red and a white one here. Just pull those to remove them. You actually don't need to remove the other one, which is this black one over here, but I'm going to, just for the sake of it. So you want to take your bottom part and move that out the way. And on the underside of the top part, you will have right here these 3 trim potentiometers. One says 78, one says 45, one says 33. They should be as standard close to 12 o'clock, I think. Now what these do is they control the motor standard RPM for each speed setting. So what we want to do then is obviously turn the speed down. So you take these and you turn them clockwise as far as they'll go. And with mine, I do it with all 3. You definitely want to do 33 and 45 RPM. I do it with 78 as well, just for the sake of it. And that's the modification. What we're going to do now is put the plugs back in and put the unit back together real quick. Right, so once the unit is all back together and you've put all your screws back in, turn it back over, pull your top off, put it to one side, plug the unit back in or put your batteries back in and turn it on, and you should see your red power light. Right, so let's get the slip mat. Set this at 33 RPM at 0 pitch. You do have to mess around with your pitches a little bit, so if you use this turntable for anything other than scratching, this probably isn't the best thing to be doing. But if you're just using it for scratching, it's perfect once you get used to it. So I'm going to unlock the tone arm and then give myself an average. So there you go, the average there sitting around 29, a higher end of 29, so 30 RPM really. If we drop it down 10%, we've now gone all the way down to 27.6, 27.5. So that's on 33. Now, if you need to know where 33 RPM, it should be plus 10% at 33 or 45 at minus 10%. So if I go plus 10%, there's 33. So effectively what that gives you is either in 45 RPM at minus 10%, that is just over 33 RPM, so probably a little bit fast. So if you go to your 33, knock it up to 10%, and there's your standard 33 RPM, and you have minus 20% on that setting. If you need to go to normal, obviously go to there. If you need to go any higher, turn it back down, go to 45, turn it up, and you've got 42 RPM there. So another 20% range above 33. And that's it. That's all you need to do, really. You just, it takes a little bit of getting used to, obviously, with the RPM being slightly different from standard. And at first I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. But I've been using it for ages like this, and it is absolutely spot on and doesn't cost you a penny. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I hope to see you again.